Hey guys, my name is Rayel. Nice to see you.
On your Facebook bio, it refers to you as the modern day Mozart. What does that reference mean to you?
Well, probably because I use a lot of piano and a lot of orchestral instruments in my tracks, like piano, strings, all kinds of drums and stuff like that. And I even use like orchestral harmony in my tracks. So I did a lot of these kinds of tracks which were supported big time by big DJs like Armin and other people. And I think Armin was the first one who called me the modern day Mozart, and everyone just picked it up and started calling me like.
I mean, when he nicknames you,
yeah,
you gotta stick with
forever.
it. Yep. So, although you're 22, you've been making music since you were 13.
Yes, that's right.
Describe your amazing journey, over the past decade.
Well, I was really young. I was like 9 years old, and that's when my parents actually decided that I had to go to a musical school to learn how to play piano or an instrument. I think that was me that decided I want to play specifically piano, and I always was a big fan of creating my own melodies. Never was a big fan to play other people's music,
Right.
but I never actually knew where my melodies will go, which style I would choose. And I heard a lot of tracks by Armin and ATB at the time. They were like big names, and they were playing a lot of their tracks on the radio in my country, in Moldova. And I heard them, and I fell in love with this kind of music, and I said that's what I want to do, and that's how it basically started for me. And then I was like 3-4 years of just trying to do something, just composing something, mainly ideas. And when I was like around 16-17 years old, I did my first complete track. I released it on a Russian label, and through the label, Armin heard my track. He loved it, and he used to play like all of the big festivals, starting with my track.
Right.
So
That's
then
awesome.
Armada found it about me, they emailed me, and I really respect and love Armada. It's one of the best labels in this industry. So that's how I started to work with them. Then with Armin, we did a collaboration with Armin, one of my biggest dreams. It's going really amazing, and all the big names are playing it, so I'm really happy about it.
That's awesome. What was the first record you ever bought?
First was long time ago. It was a tape, actually. Was one of the first Linkin Park's.
Oh wow.
I don't remember the name of it, but I remember was one of the tracks was In the End.
Okay.
So that album.
Yeah.
So we were kids. It was like one of the first tapes I've ever bought, and I used to listen to all kinds of music, like rock music and classic music.
You listen to everything still?
Yeah. First of all, I'm a musician. That's why I listen to all kinds of music. And after that, I'm a producer and a DJ.
That's perfect. So speaking of DJing, you jumped almost 50 spots in the past 2013, 49 spots to be exact. What do you think the reason is that you've gotten so much attention over the past year?
Well, probably people enjoyed all the music I've created during the past years. So I really appreciate their support, and they voted for me in DJ Mag. And 2013, the DJ Mag 2014 is going right now, so your support is always appreciated. Thank you for this great support, guys.
I think you'll move up again this year. Don't worry.
I hope so, but at the end of the day, I think it's not only about DJ Mag. There are so many other things to achieve, like really important things, and if I'll be somewhere there in a better position, then I'll be thankful. If not, then it's not the end of the day. There's so many things to do.
Right. So you're currently touring around the world. What gets you most amped during a live set, and how do you prepare for a set?
Well, I always have like key tracks that I know I'm gonna play, like my tracks with some specific edits, and I know I always prepare a special intro that I know I'm gonna start with. So it's intro and some special like key tracks that I know they work really well because I played them many times and I've seen the crowd, the reaction of the crowd. So that's basically the whole preparation. Other than that, it's just like how it goes. I just look into the people's eyes and I decide what I'm going to play next.
So you have a special intro for tonight, I'm assuming.
Yeah, tonight I'm going with a special intro from Phinger Harmony album.
Okay.
It's just amazing with the visuals and everything. The whole concept is here tonight in Pasha.
Nice. Do you like to incorporate mashups? I saw you had some mashups on your SoundCloud.
I do a lot of mashups and a lot of edits and a lot of stuff. I think every crowd deserves something special. You can't just play them the same track that they heard from the album, from the single release, because they heard it so many times. So you want to do it a little bit different, give it a little bit of
put your own signature style.
I'm sorry?
Put your own signature style on it.
Absolutely, and make every set different this way.
Exactly. I like that. Do you have a favorite performance to date?
My favorite what? I'm sorry?
Favorite performance to date? Favorite show?
There's so many. I just can't pick one. So
That's fair. Yes.
like too many of them.
Who do you look to for inspiration?
Also a lot of great names. Of course, one of the biggest inspirations for me is Armin. The stuff he's doing musically, even the shows, and other DJs like Darth Berlin, W&W, Garth Emery, and the guys like Hans Zimmer, from more into the classical Clouds Bottle. So there's so many talented people that you can get inspiration from all of them and try to create something new, something yours.
Okay. So if you could collab with anyone, who would
I would
it
do collaborations with all of them, all together.
be? One big track?
One big track, including all the names I just mentioned.
I think we have to arrange that because that would be a special track.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Armin. You had your debut album, Find Your Harmony, released off of Armin's label Armada.
Yeah.
What are you currently working on?
Currently, I'm still focused on the album. We're working on the remixes for the album, and of course, at the same time, I'm working for my new singles. But they will come a little bit later after the remixes for the album are done and released.
Now the remixes, will they also be trance or multi-genre?
All kinds of remixes. I just want to experiment with different genres, and there are talented people in every genre, so it's always nice to hear your song in a different way,
right.
So in a different genre and stuff like that. I've just got the Paris Blom remix for One in a Million, and Bobina's remix for Impulse, and there's still other remixes coming up.
So how do you feel about the growth of trance, specifically in the United States?
Well, of course it's different from other places, and people here are open-minded, are more open-minded than like in Europe, and they have a more open-minded feeling about the trance. I mean, of course, trance changed during the years, and it sounds completely different, and it might not be that poor trance, but I think everyone has to decide what he wants to listen, and I think it's more about the music and the journey that we go through the music than just the specific genre. So the best way for us as producers and musicians is to be free, is to create like what we want to create, because if people want to see us only in a certain genre, it's like keeping us in a jail.
Right.
But we want to be free, we want to create all kinds of stuff, and either it's a soundtrack for a movie, either it's a pop track, either it's a trance track, either it's a rock track, it doesn't matter. We're musicians, we're going to create all kinds of stuff.
So as it's changing and changing, where do you see it going next?
Well, I think you can actually see that the more genres are coming into electronic dance music, more of a different genres that like years ago you'd never think that they can be mixed with electronic music. They're coming into it, and that's how we discovered the new styles. That's how like drum and bass appeared, or other genres. So I think in the future all of them will come into one genre, and there will be no more hate about a specific genre. Or I think it's all
hopefully genres, that word will be extinct.
Yeah. For us, it will be the best. It will be like just one genre, and people would think more about the music or what is the message behind the track, not what genre is the track.
I think that's perfect. So you're focusing on the album, the remix EP. What are your future plans besides those? Do you have a tour?
Well, yeah, I have tours constantly. Right now, I'm like at the end of one of the tours. I'm going home for 2 days. Then there's a start of another long tour. Have lots of gigs in Asia, in Europe. Then I'm coming back to Canada. I'm coming to Tomorrow World, to the States. So there are like so many gigs every single day. I'm still working on my radio show, which is called also Phinger Harmony. Just lots of new music and shows.
Now, what do you think about all the negativity around the EDM scene with the drug use and the overdoses and deaths?
Absolutely, that's the worst thing in this business at the moment. Like there are so many people using drugs, and I remember when we played a State of Trance in Kuala Lumpur. It was during a big festival, and the State of Trance was like the second day of the festival, and we played there, and the second day we went to Jakarta, which is pretty close, and we heard from the news that during the festival like 7 people died because of the drugs. So that's a really bad thing. I mean, and they canceled the 3rd day. I mean, it's such a negative thing that brings only bad things to everything. To the promoters, they had to cancel and to lose so many things. To other people that bought tickets to go to see the artists for the 3rd day. To the families of the people that died. To the people that actually died. I mean, you can actually have fun without all these things. I mean, you can go there and enjoy the actual music and have fun, jump, smile, or do whatever you want, but without all these things.
So your message to the fans?
Just don't use any drugs at all.
And go for the music.
Just go for the music. That's the best thing.
That's perfect. So we have one last question. This is a tough one.
All right.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be?
That's not tough. That's the easiest question. That would be teleportation. So I can just jump straight from my set to my studio when I'm the most inspired and compose the most amazing track, or go to my bed because that's the best place. I can just sleep over there, or to play like 10 gigs at the same night, just teleport from one place to another. It's easy. Yeah.
That's perfect. Thank you very much.